Here's something no one tells you when you turn 60. The world gets quieter around you. Not because you've changed, but because people stop looking. You walk into a room and suddenly, you're the background. Not because you don't have something to say, but because somehow you've become easy to overlook. But here's what I believe. Just because they stop noticing doesn't mean you stop shining. You don't need to shout to be seen. You don't need to dress like you're 25 to feel alive. And you absolutely don't need permission to be radiant. What you need is presence. And today, we're talking about something surprisingly powerful that helps you reclaim that presence without saying a single word. Color. This isn't about fashion trends or trying to look younger. This is about using color as a mirror for who you are now. Wise, bold, grounded, and more magnetic than ever. These aren't colors that scream, they speak, and they say, I'm still here, I've lived, I've learned, and I deserve to be seen. In this video, I'm going to share 5 colors that help you do just that. Not the usual advice, not just wear red. These are shades that quietly command attention, that flatter, mature beauty, and that speak to the depth of a woman who knows exactly who she is. Let's stop shrinking. Let's stop softening to make others comfortable. It's your time to stand out. In the most elegant, powerful way. Let's begin. Color 1. Velvet Plum, the shade of soulful confidence. Let me start with a color that doesn't beg for attention, but always earns it. Velvet Plum. This is not the bright red you see in glossy magazines or the soft lavender used in spring weddings. Velvet Plum is deeper. It's richer. It carries the weight of experience and the elegance of restraint. It's the color of a woman who's walked through fire and come out softer, not burned, more grounded, not guarded. Velvet Plum whispers mystery. It doesn't need to announce itself. It makes people lean in. When a woman wears this color, there's something about her that draws the eye, but more importantly, holds it. Not because she's flashy, but because she's layered. Complex. You don't wear Velvet Plum unless you have a story to tell, and you're no longer afraid to tell it, even if you tell it quietly. What makes this color so powerful for women over 60 is how it plays with contrast. As our hair softens into silver or salt and pepper tones, Velvet Plum provides a stunning backdrop. It makes your eyes more vivid, your skin more luminous, and your presence more intentional. It doesn't compete with you. It complements you. It makes space for you to take up space. There's something inherently dignified about this color. Historically, purples were reserved for royalty, not because they were trendy, but because they were rare and expensive to create. Today, when you wear Velvet Plum, you channel that same energy, not royalty in the crown and throne sense, but in the way you carry yourself. Quietly commanding, gently fierce. I remember a friend of mine, Carol, 67 years old, going on her first date in over 2 decades. She wore a wrap dress in deep plum. Nothing low-cut, nothing loud, just a beautiful, soft fabric that moved with her. When she walked into that wine bar, she didn't turn heads because of what she wore. She turned heads because of how she felt in it. Her date later told her, I couldn't stop looking at you. You looked grounded, like you were exactly where you were meant to be. That's what Velvet Plum does. It grounds you, and others feel that. If you're wondering how to bring it into your wardrobe, start close to the face. A cashmere sweater, a silky blouse, a lightweight scarf. If you wear lipstick, find a shade with plum undertones. If you love jewelry, look for earrings or stones that echo its richness. This is not a seasonal color. It's a signature, a statement. Velvet Plum is the color of soulful confidence. It's not for the woman trying to impress the room. It's for the woman who already knows who she is. and doesn't need the room's approval. She walks in. She's noticed. She doesn't chase attention. She attracts it. And maybe, just maybe, this is the color you've been waiting to wear your whole life. Not to become someone new, but to finally feel seen as the woman you've always been. Let's move on to the next color. One that's just as elegant, but with a very different kind of energy. Color 2. Sapphire Blue. The calm power that turns heads. If velvet plum is your quiet fire, then sapphire blue is your calm storm. There's something unmistakable about this color. It doesn't just flatter your features, it lifts your presence. Sapphire blue is not just a nice shade of blue, it's the color of clarity, of emotional intelligence, of unshakable inner strength. And when a woman over 60 wears it, it does something remarkable. It says, "I've lived through the chaos, and now I am the calm." Sapphire blue has a psychological power that's been studied for years. According to research from the University of British Columbia, deep blue tones increase perceptions of trustworthiness, competence, and calm authority. That's not just science. That's personal branding without saying a word. And let's be honest, after 60, the last thing you need is to try harder. You've earned the right to be noticed for who you are, not for how loud you can be. This color doesn't shout, it simply stands. Like a lighthouse in fog, it draws people in with quiet certainty. Especially in a sea of black, beige, and gray, sapphire blue stands out. Not because it's louder, but because it's clearer. Picture this. You're at a dinner party. The room is filled with polite conversation and muted outfits. Then you walk in, wearing a structured sapphire blouse or a silk scarf. You're not overdressed, you're aligned, with yourself. You look vibrant without looking like you're trying to be young. You look alive. This color works beautifully for mature women because of how it contrasts with silver or white hair. It makes light eyes sparkle and brings depth to darker ones. It enhances your natural skin tone, especially in cooler undertones, without overpowering. And more importantly, it reflects emotional depth. That's the magnetism. That's the intrigue. If you're unsure how to start, keep it simple. A sapphire-toned scarf worn close to your face. A blouse layered under a neutral cardigan. Even sapphire-framed reading glasses or a handbag can shift your energy. For formal occasions, imagine a sapphire blue dress paired with silver jewelry. Refined, timeless, and unforgettable. Sapphire blue is not for the woman chasing youth. It's for the woman choosing presence. It communicates one thing clearly. I know who I am. I've earned this space, and I'm not going to shrink for anyone. Next, let's explore a color that brings a different kind of magic. A shade of earthy elegance that tells the world you are grounded, wise, and deeply magnetic. Color 3. Olive green, the quiet strength that draws people in. There's a certain kind of woman who doesn't need to prove anything. She walks into a room, and you don't hear her before you feel her. That's what olive green does. It doesn't make noise, it makes presence. Olive green is often overlooked, especially by women over 60. Maybe it seems too subtle, too earthy, too masculine. But that's exactly the secret. This color doesn't chase attention. It earns respect. It's the color of grounded confidence, of wisdom that's been lived in, not learned from books. It tells the world, I've seen storms, I've grown roots. Unlike louder greens that can feel youthful or even garish, olive has a gentle weight to it. It's a shade pulled straight from nature. Trees, earth, moss. It carries a sense of calm resilience, of strength without sharp edges. Psychologically, it's been shown to increase feelings of emotional safety and approachability. Especially on women over 60, it sends a message that is both subtle and undeniable. I'm here and I'm whole. This isn't about being glamorous. This is about being real, and real is magnetic. There's a certain sensuality to olive green that's incredibly powerful because it's understated. It doesn't sparkle, it simmers. It says, I've lived, I've loved, I've lost, and I'm still open. That kind of energy? It's rare. It's compelling. And yes, men respond to it more than they realize. Olive green is especially flattering if you have golden, warm, or neutral undertones. It brings out the natural glow in your skin, especially when paired with soft fabrics like knits, jersey, or brushed cotton. Wrap dresses, soft sweaters, or even a tailored jacket in olive green can instantly transform how you feel in your body. Want to ease it into your wardrobe? Start with layering. An olive cardigan over a cream blouse. A scarf paired with warm neutrals, camel, rust, or ivory. Add a bit of gold or bronze jewelry to elevate the richness of the tone. You'll find that it blends in beautifully. And yet somehow, you'll stand out. Olive green is the color of a woman who knows herself. She doesn't need to dominate a room. She just has to enter it, and people notice. Not because she's trying to impress, but because she's quietly, completely in control. Now let's move to a color you may have never considered. One that glows with warmth and bold spirit, and might just change the way you see yourself in the mirror. Color 4. Golden ochre. The glow of warmth and bold spirit. Most women have been told at some point that yellow is too much, too bright, too young, too risky. But the truth is, they were talking about the wrong yellow. Because when it comes to women over 60, there's one version of yellow that doesn't just work, it glows. That color is golden ochre. Golden ochre isn't sunshine yellow, it's deeper, more grounded. Think late afternoon light filtering through autumn leaves. It's rich like amber, warm like honey, and quietly bold in a way that says, I still have fire in me, and I'm not hiding it. This color has a kind of magic, especially on mature skin. As we age, we naturally lose some of the brightness in our complexion. Golden ochre brings it back, but not with makeup or artificial shine. It warms you from the outside in, like a glow you earned through living. There's something incredibly human about this color. It reminds people of hearth, home, late September afternoons, the golden light of memory. And yet it's modern, unexpected, daring in its own soft way. It says, I'm not trying to look younger. I'm choosing to look alive. Men respond to this color differently than they do to something bold like red. Where red demands attention, golden ochre invites connection. It signals strength, optimism, intelligence, but with the kind of comfort and warmth that makes people want to stay near you, to hear your voice, to trust what you say. So how do you wear it? Start with one piece. A golden ochre blouse under a taupe blazer. A lightweight scarf with hints of bronze and mustard tones. A structured handbag in this shade can brighten up your entire outfit. For jewelry, brass or hammered gold enhances the richness of the tone beautifully. Pair it with deep greens, stone gray, navy, or even soft burgundy for a look that's elegant but full of personality. And if you want to go bold, a golden ochre wrap dress with bronze earrings is a statement that says, yes, I'm here, and I'm not dimming myself. Golden ochre is warmth with wisdom, light with substance. It's for the woman who's not afraid to be seen for who she is, full of color, full of history, and full of life. Now for the final color, a shade that's soft, sophisticated, and quietly powerful. A color that doesn't need to sparkle to be unforgettable. Color 5, stone gray. The soft armor of elegant presence. Some colors shout, some sparkle, and then there's stone gray. Understated, steady, unshakable. It's the color of the woman who's done proving herself, because she already knows her worth. Stone gray isn't flat or dull. It's textured, sophisticated, full of quiet depth, like a smooth river stone shaped by time. And when worn by a mature woman, it becomes more than just a color. It becomes presence. The kind of presence that doesn't ask for attention, but earns respect the moment you walk in. In color psychology, gray is often misunderstood. People think it's bland. But stone gray, when chosen with intention, becomes your soft armor. It communicates intelligence, emotional balance, calm confidence. It's the color of someone who listens before she speaks, and when she speaks, people listen. This shade is especially flattering for women with silver or salt and pepper hair. It creates a seamless, graceful contrast that actually makes your complexion look brighter, not faded. And while bold colors can sometimes overpower mature features, stone gray does the opposite. It frames your face. It amplifies your presence without shouting. This is a color that invites conversation, not flirtation. A color that says, "I've lived through chaos. I don't need drama. I need truth." There's a reason men often associate gray with trust and wisdom. It's the color of depth, of stillness, of quiet power. How can you wear it? Think about structure and texture: a tailored blazer, a long cashmere cardigan, a soft linen tunic, a jersey dress with a stone gray belt. Add depth with materials: wool, suede, silk. And don't be afraid to pair it with contrast: white for freshness, blush or gold for softness, navy for richness, or even golden ochre for a warm, unexpected edge. Stone gray doesn't try to be youthful. It's timeless. It belongs to the woman who leads with grace, who walks with dignity, who no longer performs for the world but simply inhabits it fully. It's the color of earned elegance. And maybe that's the real message of this color, of all these colors. You're not fading, you're deepening. Like a stormy sky before it clears. Like velvet in candlelight. Like the last note of a favorite song that stays with you long after it's ended. Let's bring it all together in one final thought. Because what these colors really reflect is you. Let's pause for a moment and breathe this in. Sapphire blue, your calm strength. Velvet plum, your soulful confidence. Olive green, your quiet magnetism. Golden ochre, your living warmth. Stone gray, your earned elegance. These colors aren't trends, they're reflections of who you've become, of everything you've carried, everything you've let go of, and everything you still deserve. For too long, society has tried to mute older women, to dress them in invisibility, to tone them down, to make them background noise. But you are not a whisper. You are not wallpaper. You are not done. And you don't need permission to be seen. The right color isn't about vanity. It's about visibility. It's about walking out the door and feeling, not like someone new, but like yourself, fully illuminated. You don't need to wear red to scream. You don't need sequins to sparkle. You just need to wear what matches your power, your presence, your peace. Because the truth is, you haven't passed your moment. You are the moment. So, which of these colors spoke to you? Which one are you going to try first? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And if you've spent years dimming your light to make others comfortable, maybe today's the day you turn that light back on. If this video sparked something in you, don't let it stop here. Like the video if a single sentence made you see yourself differently. And subscribe if you're ready for more. More confidence, more beauty, more truth, all on your terms. Every week, I create videos just like this for bold, brilliant women over 60. For women who've lived long enough to know that confidence isn't loud, it's lived in, and it wears beautifully. Remember, aging isn't fading, it's deepening. So wear the color, stand in your light. And never forget, the most magnetic thing a woman can wear is her truth.